Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya. Same awesome Naya. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are great. I came across this young man's video and I thought that I share it here because some people are out here wilding and think that we care about them. Sincerely speaking, nobody is saying you. And I really do have a problem seeing a young man because I feel like that young man is, I don't know, but I know he is like in his 20s or 30s if care is not taken, right? But he is not anything more than that because he is really very young. He looks really young, right? At his age, and all he can come out to tell us that I know he's a conservative, he's a Trumper, that it's fine. But coming out to tell us that make America great again, I mean, at his young age, is really something that I do not find funny. And I do not like it when people say that. And I feel like majority of the people that say that are the people that has refused to acknowledge what their ancestors went through during slavery until like after slavery to this very moment, right? How are you suffering and smiling? I mean, pick a choose. You can tell people, man, things are, I understand that, I mean, it is not going great. Instead of trying to pretend right in our faces, right? He said that his family abandoned him and he doesn't have anybody because of his political view and nobody is, he doesn't have anywhere to go for Thanksgiving because everybody already left him. And I am saying, I really do love this kind of video. I love it for him. And I hope he has the very best Thanksgiving that he deserves. Let's get into this video.
MAGA family, I still haven't found anywhere to go for Thanksgiving. I reached out to some people that commented on my post from the Pennsylvania, South Jersey area, and I got no reply, which kind of really hurts my heart because I reached out to like a couple people and no one replied. And honestly, I feel like I'm not going to have anyone to spend Thanksgiving with. Like 15,000 people commented on the post from all over the country, but I'm in the PA, Jersey area. That's what I'm close to. And no one that I reached out to replied to me. And I guess they just don't want me in their house for Thanksgiving. I don't know. Maybe they don't really feel comfortable and they changed their mind about having a black person in their house. But it makes me really sad. And I just really hope that I find somewhere to go. But I love you all, MAGA family, and I'm going to keep trying. So my parents cut me off for supporting Donald Trump. My family disowned me. My cousins don't speak to me. I'm alone in this world, but you know, it's cool. I'm still going to fight for what I believe in, and I'm still voting for Donald Trump on November 4th. And best believe I'm going to that NYC Trump rally on the 27th. And I'm going to fight for what I believe in. The Democrats love to brainwash black people into thinking that they're the best candidates for this country. But I ain't believing that shit. Make America great again. Trump, baby. MAGA family, I don't want to spend Thanksgiving alone. Is there please anyone I could spend Thanksgiving with? I have no family, so I would love to spend Thanksgiving with somebody. Please, thank you.
Is it too soon? Is it too soon? Because this is my first suggestion. You can spend it there at the soiree that Steven from Django Unchained is throwing. The only thing you will have to eat is Master's Glizzy, because all of the Thanksgiving foods are from Master. But swallowing the glizzy of Master, I'm sure you're used to that. Or you could spend it with Uncle Ruckus here, and he will be throwing his soiree in the following location. And understandably, this is a little more private affair, and you can see Tim Scott there, and I believe that's Candace Owens over in the back, but you should fit right in here. And if all else fails, they're having a Thanksgiving celebration I would surely like for you to attend. It's in the middle of I-95 at rush hour. Have the day you deserve. And may the ancestors judge you accordingly.
It's time for our daily cope with the Leopards Ate My Face subreddit. So this one is entitled Black MAGA Supporter Reaching Out to TikTok Supporters for Thanksgiving Dinner After Being Told He Can't Go to His Family's. Now, this is the same dude that was like surprised that he bumped up against racist MAGA people and was just surprised that they just wanted his vote. So we shall see if he finds anyone to spend Thanksgiving with. Obviously, now his family has disowned him, so we'll see if he's able to create a MAGA family to hang out with for the holidays. Pizza Wall says, for people who fuel themselves on liberal tears, MAGAs seem to cry about who they elected. This person says, because the libs aren't crying this time, they're actively cutting MAGA out of their lives. They're also giving MAGA enough rope to hang themselves. Those tariffs are going to F everyone, and MAGA will have no one to blame but itself. Libs are just battering down the hatches to survive the next 4 years as best they can. Village Idiot said they'll never blame themselves. They'll blame the Democrats somehow by saying a secret group of them is throwing a wrench in Trump's plans when things start to fail and go wrong. This was in the conservative subreddit. They asked the question, big influx of Redditors asking what to do during the holidays now that they've cut ties with family over politics. Has anyone else noticed it? My local city subreddit is filled with posts asking for suggestions on how else to spend their time now that they're completely alone and isolated. I find it quite hilarious. And people being completely alone and isolated. Like I said, this is in the conservative subreddit. This person says, honestly, it bums me out. I really love Souls, a conflict of visions, because it helped me see that by and large, folks on both sides are well-intentioned people who just see humanity and its place in the world differently. I hate that anyone feels like they can't be a part of their family over politics. Snooky Face says it's what big government wants, unfortunately. Without family to support you, you'll look to Uncle Sam. Anything that breeds dependence is fine by them. And the crazy thing is people want to pull those social safety nets and Uncle Sam and all of that. So folks are going to be kind of screwed if they're going to look to Uncle Sam. Dense Bump says, honestly, it kind of sucks. My mom is 73 years old and has been the best mom ever. She got entrenched in the TDS, Trump derangement syndrome mess. And now that's what she talks about. I'm like, what happened to my mom? It's really sad now. The mere mention of vaguely tangential matters will set her off on Trump. She had to raise 4 children by herself, and she did it. We all turned out pretty well with extremely limited means. Sometimes I have to remember that person is still in there when she goes off her on her political tirades. Jedi Jones says, my entire family are lefties. Only ever managed to convert one who is now a hardcore Trumpster. Technically, he got converted to the right when Obama went up the first time and stayed that way. Now, this one was kind of funny to me. Hey Ringworm says, separating people from family is one of the prerequisite steps required for cult membership. This person in the conservative subreddit is basically saying that lefties are the ones that are in the cult membership. Someone who has garbage supporter under their name is saying that other people are in a cult. And then this person says these people need cult deprogramming. These people, not the MAGA people. It says, I've never once met a conservative who cut their family off for being too woke. So Dangerous Bottle says, this is a terrible and toxic way to live your life. How fragile do you have to be to cut off your own family over political disagreements? Pupper Squirt says, the cooking type subs are beginning to cry about Thanksgiving dinner. And then to that, Dangerous Bottle says, those subs shouldn't even be political to begin with. Newsflash, not everything in life needs to be politicized. So at the bottom, this person says, I agree, but the left has had the private is political since Simone Beauvoir dropped that line in the 1960s. As I'm scrolling the conservative subreddit, I just saw this picture and I just felt like this bigotry just jump off the picture. They said, every time a bell rings, an illegal gets deported. And then they got these happy faces with MAGA hats. It doesn't actually have 18 comments. I feel like they must have been getting reported or something. I don't know, but this just was super duper cringe. Okay, back to the Leopards post. This one says, laughing my butt off. Shockwaves ripped through the electorate that somehow assumed the plan being touted was not the actual plan. This is some of the comments also from the conservative subreddit that were being collected. It says, this is under the whole tariff thing. Started when Nada says, that's not a very good idea if you're trying to reduce inflation and increase take-home pay, because he's not going to reduce inflation or take-home pay. Inflation is going to go up. This person says, tariffs upon tariffs make everyone poorer. Yes, that's the reason why you should have looked up what tariffs were, because he was talking about tariffs during his campaign. This person says, well, that sounds like a horrendous idea. And to that, I say, duh. Down here, this one says, nah, fam, Trump isn't perfect, so we need to point out the bad, and this ain't it. He's obsessed with tariffs, and this is a bridge too far. He ran on tariffs. He ran on tariffs and deportation. What do we expect, y'all? Keltar says, they really think he cares about people, don't they? Even though everything he has ever done shows the opposite. It's amazing, honestly. Worth Conclusion says, it might be the greatest con ever pulled. It's mind-melting how stupid people still are in 2024. Magic Thundercat says, I thought it was just about triggering the libs. Ha 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 ha. The OP says, that's not a very good idea. Consistent Matter says, it's like watching 5-year-olds trying and failing to figure out who got their nose. And then the OP says, the only political happiness post-election has been watching these subs and these people slowly realize that what this means for them. Spider says, we can barely survive as it is. And that's with California and New York paying our bills. What will we do now? And then at the bottom is like, but he's not going to take my nose. No, of course not. I did go over to the conservative subreddit to see what they were talking about as far as the tariffs to Canada and Mexico. So let's see what they're saying. This person says, we trade over $1 trillion between Canada and Mexico each year. That's close to 4% of our GDP as a reference to scale. If this actually goes through, we're going to see some ugly price spikes for the next couple of years. And then this conservative says he's manufacturing leverage to negotiate. He's still playing 4D chess, y'all. French Affair says, isn't the current version of NAFTA the one Trump negotiated last term and called it a perfect deal for the U.S.? The issues with Mexico are fair, the proliferation of illegal migration and crime across the border, plus their state partnering with Chinese companies to allow entry into the North American market without restrictions. Canadian government has certainly been open publicly to the direct U.S.-Canada free trade agreement by cutting out Mexico, but not sure what the tariffs on Canada will accomplish other than significant price increases on both sides of the border. U.S. imports tens of billions of dollars of raw materials from Canada. It's going to spike the cost of just about everything on the U.S. side and lower demand on the Canadian side. Yes, that is precisely what tariffs do. This person says Trump doesn't care about the trade. He's pissed that Canada has let millions of immigrants into Canada with little in the way of vetting. Many have used it as a way to easily walk into the USA. Trump has said right in his announcement the tariffs will stay in place until Canada does something about the problem at the border. I don't know. People really are trying to make sense of these tariffs, like he is really out here playing 4D chess. Then this person says the Constitution is very clear that any raising of revenue is supposed to come from the House of Representatives. The president was never supposed to be able to levy a tax unilaterally. That is the power of a king, what the president is not. Congress unconstitutionally delegating this power along with many others is something conservatives, especially through state legislatures, need to oppose vehemently, regardless of who the president is. But they're not going to protest at all because Trump has a bunch of sycophants that are kissing the ring. So he's going to have complete support from the House, the Senate, and the Supreme Court. We are in for a wild ride. Join the conversation. Let me know what you think about this.
So this
Don't
is
forget
all
to
I
like,
have from
comment,
this
and
video,
share.
and I do not have any pity on this young man. Why? Because you cannot be young, very vibrant, and at the same time dumb. See, like I said, I always tell people that I do not tell people who to vote for or like try to criticize. But I keep saying that there is a particular period we get to and we choose that this is not good for us and this is good for us. And that is why I said what I said. I don't care. Excuse me. I don't care if his families are leaving him behind, if they left him, if he is alone on Thanksgiving. Just to tell you, you know why I added the one he said that His family aren't talking to him anymore, and the siblings also the same, and friends also. But he is still going for the route, that campaign in New York City, right? I added that so people will know that he is actually not saying this to clout chase or something, that this is absolutely real. And whatever he is getting, he deserves that. Because I really do not understand how, I mean, like, my parents to speak on some certain things, or your siblings also come in between. Like, how do you feel seeing everybody leaving you behind, right? I'm telling you, this is not a good idea. I mean, this is a very terrible idea. And you still like did not listen. And now he added, make America great. Like, when was it really great for people that look like me? Was it the Jim Crow era? Or was it the time that people left the plantation and they enacted another law that was Vagrant's law? I will not forget the day I learned about this particular law. I literally was crying. Why? Because how do you free people, right? And people, like, are looking for a way to start up life. People that look like me were looking for a way to start up their lives all afresh, right? Looking for jobs. And the next thing again was to enact Vagrant's law, meaning they cannot go out anymore to look for what to eat and look for job. I don't know if you understand what that means. It's just like, giving somebody salt and at the same time pouring the person water. I don't know if you understand that. I mean, where I come from, that is like the worst thing that will happen to anybody. Some people, I don't know if how young he is, but no matter how young he is, should I say ignorance of law is not an excuse, right? Even if you are 18 years, right? 18 years is old enough to educate himself on his history and what happened to his people, And was he trying to rub it on Black people's face that America will be great again? And the tenor hasn't even started. And you can see how great already it is becoming, right? Like T. Nathan said, I can see Byron Donuts, Candice Owen, like those coons. I mean, Tim Scott, Rob Smith, they are all I see. You are conservative and you're proud coming out to tell us that you don't have anywhere to go. If you like, eat grass on Thanksgiving Day. I don't care. I am not even seeing you. And I hope our ancestors judge you very harshly. And I hope you have the best Thanksgiving you deserve, because you deserve an amazing one. And when I say amazing one, you know what I am saying. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.